Here's Rylan's story for today. My life's very interesting. Like I've been through some shit. That's why I say that because I've at a young age, like I got married at 16, had a baby, Scarlito, love you. She's 12 now. Um, but I've just had a crazy life. But here's a story. Here's a crazy story. Is once I was dating this girl, and let's call her Schmatty. Okay, her name is Schmatty. And the irony is, all of her friends called her this name too, right? All of her friends called her this. So you would think that's her name, right? And I was dating her for like a few months, right? And you know how it is when you're younger. This was years ago. I couldn't even tell you. I was probably, this is a guess, could be wrong. I was 19. No, I was 18. I actually do remember. I believe I was 18 because I was 18. She told me she was like 18 or 19, and I was about to go do summer sales, right, for Vivint. All of her friends called her Schmatty, for lack of a better name, and come to find out later on, she was a compulsive liar. I take her across state lines to go do Vivint. Hey, I'm going to do Vivint for a summer. All the cool kids were doing it at the time. And she was like, you're in love, you're in puppy love, right? And so she's like, let me come with you, blah, 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 I'd love to, all this stuff, right? And you're like, dang, I'm thinking to myself, it would kind of be fun because it is lonely out there. Like you're in the middle of I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's kind of lonely because you just knock doors 10 hours a day, go back to the hotel, and you're alone, right? So it'd be nice to kind of have someone with you. Especially me at that time, I was very heavily externally validated, where I loved even more so being around other people, and I just, as anyone knows, as anyone knows, people that are extroverts gain energy off of other people. It doesn't deplete them. So anyways, fast forward, we're going across state lines, we're going to Oklahoma, and she was being kind of shady. She was just being super weird from the standpoint of like, oh, hey, I made friends, and so I'm going to go to this place while I was out. And I'm like a cool guy. I'm like, cool, do whatever you want to do. That's fine. And so I'm out knocking doors, whatever, and I get a call. And I'm like, hello? Thinking it might be a customer. They want to sign up, get your home security today. And it was the cops, the police are on the phone. And I'm just like, what can I do you for, mister? And, it's just so crazy being in my own thing, my own world, right? Everyone's in their own world. But it's so crazy to me that people get such a rise doing shady shit. So anyway, let me continue the story. It baffles me thinking about this. But basically, come to find out, this young lady was 17 years old, and that's the thing too, is I asked for like ID and whatever because I was like, oh, like she's being weird about her driver's license, prior, before we even left. And so she said, she was just a liar, and I like to trust people. So she said, oh, I lost it recently, blah, 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 whatever. I need to get a new one. And dummy Rylan, I just never kind of, again, you trust people because why the hell would you lie about your name, your age, all this stuff? So come to find out, her real name was XYZ, right? Completely wrong name, completely wrong age. And so I started to panic a little because, it's not illegal, but technically you could get in trouble if you go across state lines with a minor. And I had just turned 18. But oh my gosh, man, people. So she lied about her name, her age, her parents drove all the way from, I was living in Utah at the time, so all the way from Utah to Oklahoma to pick her up. And they basically just shrugged it off like, yeah, typical Mianka thing. Her real name was something similar to that, right? Anyways, so that is one of the, not the craziest story I have, but one of the craziest stories that might help you understand me a little bit more is I dated a girl, lied about her name, her age, everything, just to be around me more. But then I really think something, like, I know for a fact something was wrong with her mentally because, no sane person is going to lie, compulsive liar, lie. Like, I tell the truth 99 to 100%, I would say 100% of the time, because A, keeping up with the lies, and B, be the person you want to be. And I pride myself off of waking up every morning, being able to say, Rylan, you're at least a good person, even though people have fucked you over in life repeatedly. And it sucks, because how do you ride this line of, okay, you want to be on guard for everyone. Oh, people are out to get me. But then if you like are thinking about that, I feel like it's going to attract it more. And it's just the world we live in. So what I've done, it's kind of helped me a little, but not really, because I still get screwed over, right? And I say that with like little things. Like just the other week, I had someone steal a bunch of stuff from me on a silly video game. It doesn't really matter. But it just makes me sad. It's the principle of people in the world can do this, and it's more a reflection on them, and I know, but it just makes me sad, because think about this. No matter how much money you make, no matter all the shit in life, all the distractions, all this is really temporary. What can be actually not temporary is the gift that keeps on giving is human relationships, and that's what I value most, but a lot of people don't, and I just genuinely want people around me and want anyone to know that that's the most important thing for me in my life is relationships and people. And I hope that I've always expressed that to the people around me. And you do get caught up in minutia, right? So sorry if I suck at that, right? Anyways, that's my story of this crazy girl that I took across state lines and almost could have been very bad for me, but ended up she just got taken home, and Bob's your uncle. I was just there alone, and that was like a month and a half into being in Tulsa, Oklahoma, knocking doors. So if little red flags are coming up, or yellow flags, and you think they could be red flags, double check, man. Follow your gut. My coffee's almost done, so that's today's story. Bob's your uncle. Have a great day. Look out for those crazy girls.